Okay, so it's time for another episode. Something a bit different. We're dealing with some American locos. Unfortunate, I know, but we have to do this now and again. This is from Murray's collection. It's an FA2. Doesn't like tight corners. Don't use. Well, you can use it, I suppose, but not in the tight corners, of which 2 out of 4 lines will be tight for him. Yep, lifelike locomotive. So let's have a look underneath. Already I can see quite a number of issues here, and it looks as though I cannot do much there for him. There's some ladders, the front end, the fuel tank, everything there is sort of restricting the movement of the actual bogies themselves. It seems like they can do a certain amount. Yeah, that one's particularly tight and not particularly brilliant in maneuverability, so that looks like a project that may not happen, so we'll put that aside. Just have to give him the bad news later, I'm afraid. Pop that away, and then yes, so we'll move on to this AC4400CW. American classifications. No idea what it means. Some sort of freight loco. Derails on tracks 1 and 2. We actually solved this, so there's no issue there. Murray would like me to fit some Arnold Rapido couplers, because all of his wagons, or most of his wagons, tend to take the more generic Rapido coupler. So we'll do that. Just had a quick look underneath, just in terms of service. Wheels pretty clean. As you can see, these move so much better. Even though they're longer, got more axles, they tend to maneuver much better than the older lifelike stuff. So that was fine. So yeah, so we just participate. Well, we just sort of see what we do as far as coupler changing is required. And yes, looks like we pull out the black section, pull the coupler out, pop it all back together. Pretty straightforward. So we've done that on that end. I've opened the parts bag and there's no Arnold Rapidos with it, which is very frustrating. Why wouldn't you include that? The Japanese tend to have them as default. So that's a bit weird how they do that differently for the American locos. Anyway, I had a rummage around in the parts bin. Yep, we found one. It seems to fit pretty well, considering it doesn't necessarily go with that loco. So some scientific type testing going on there, as you can see. Let's pull out a generic tank wagon. So I'll hook it up and see what happens, see if it does anything abnormal in hooking up and holding it together. There we go. Bang. Look at that. I've seen worse fitment on new locos. That's not bad. So that end's done. Excellent. Does mean I have to find another one in the box. That could be tricky. That was hard to find. So yeah, so we're going to have another rummage round. And lo and behold, we found another one. Different colour. But I'll tell you what, it might fit that a bit better, I think. Would certainly look the part. So we'll put that in, and look at that, wow. Much improved. Better colour. Actually looks like it's meant to be there. Quite happy with that. I'm sure Murray will be very happy with that too. So once again, we'll just have a quick check. Bang. Not so perfect, but you're not really pretty close again. Pretty happy with that. I think Murray will agree with that too. So there we are, pop the numbers in at the top of the roof there as well, for good measure, because I know he wouldn't do that job. Spot on. So I'm glad that loco's done. Shame about this one over here, but his collection's pretty big, so I don't think he's gonna be too fussed about that one loco. I recommend he should probably sell it, maybe. Thin out the collection a bit. Have some decent stuff, I think. This one's a pretty good loco. And there we have it. That's content for today. Hopefully more very soon. And we hope you join us for that.